and you see that star, you see them Cowboys, you know what I'll be repping over here. You feel what I'm saying? And with a selfish plug, we got a great show coming up at 7 o'clock. Best of enemies, where I go against them Philly guys over there. But before we do that, I got another outstanding interview coming up today. And I've been having a slew of great interviews with a lot of great high school athletes, and I got another one here. And Mr. Isaiah Jennings, 6'2", 175-pound safety cornerback from Texas. Man, he's got a lot of skills. We're going to talk about those. But before we talk about that, Isaiah, just kind of let everybody know who doesn't know about you, kind of give a little quick background about yourself before we jump into this interview.
So my name is Isaiah Jennings. I'm from Washington State. I was born and raised out there in Washington State. I'm out there like Seattle, Tacoma area. I was born and raised there for like 14 years, and COVID has shut down my football years. So like when we was out there playing football, it just COVID when COVID came through, it just shut everything down,
Mhm.
and it was cutting time short. And I was like, I'm trying to go to college for football, and I want to play ball, and I couldn't like sit out playing ball. So my dad had thought about it. We thought about moving to Texas. I was like, yeah, because and Texas is a football state. It's all
Right.
about football, and that's why I like competing. I like getting down. I like doing all that. So I was like, yeah, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. With Texas, we came down here. I started school out at Lone Star, and I
Hmm.
played my full year. I played on JV. It was a good year, like my first year in Texas. I really liked it. I really liked it. Then progressing through this whole year, progressing through the summer, through all those camps, like I've never seen stuff like this. Like it's all new to me. Like all these camps that be coming around, all this exposure, all that good stuff. So it was just really good for me. So basically, I'm from Washington, coming out here play Texas football and just developing my craft and getting better each and every day.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'll tell you right now, I'm actually from Texas. I'm actually from Dallas Fort Worth, and a lot of my family's still there. Texas is the hotbed. It's probably one of the top five states of in all of high school as far as Texas football. And it's serious. You got 10, 15,000, 20,000 people coming to these games. It's very
Yeah,
serious. And the good thing, like you said, it's great exposure for yourself because it's serious football. And
yeah,
now you really get to showcase your skills to the world. Whereas maybe you could have seen it out there, but now it's going to be on a bigger level out here, so
yeah.
everybody can really kind of see what you're about. So that's exciting to say. So let's jump right into some of these questions now. On your Twitter account, you listed yourself as a safety and a DB. Kind
Yeah.
of, in your opinion, tell me the differences between the two, and what's your kind of preference from either side.
So starting with the safety, when you play safety, you got to know plenty of things. You got to know what everybody's doing on the field. You basically the QB of the defense. So you get the call from the coach, or sometimes if you're really just smart like that, you just know how the offense run things, know that offensive scheme. If you really study their film, you can tell coach if you have a good relationship with the coach. You can tell coach, "Hey, coach, I know what I'm doing. I know what to call, and know what call you can put your good defense in a good position." But starting right now, I have coach. Coach gives us the calls, and I call the plays on the defense. So when you playing at safety, you gotta know what everybody's doing, and you gotta know what you're doing. You gotta have good eyes, and you can't just be letting easy things up. Definitely can't get beat deep because you're the last resort back there. When you playing like DB, like when I'm playing at safety, I'll come down in the box. They have me coming down in the box when we be practicing. So like it's kind of like it's kind of like a nickel. Like I'll kind of get in some nickel, I guess.
Hmm.
But when I'm playing corner, I feel like it's not easier, but like you're not giving that person a job to do. Like you're not telling someone what to do because when you're playing safety, you're telling someone what to do.
Right.
So when I'm playing corner, I get the job because I play corner and safety. And sometimes I'll come down and play nickel in the box. So
Hmm.
when I'm playing corner, I'll get the call from the safety, and I'm like in my mind, I'm like, "Yep, that's what I gotta do. I just gotta do my job. That's it." Basically, from there, I just work my technique, work all I've been learning, and everything, and that's from there. But when I'm coming down in the box, when I know what I'm doing, I'm coming down. I just gotta know if it's run game, gotta fit strong, gotta be strong, gotta be the big deal on the field. So when I'm coming down strong, I just gotta do all that. Yeah.
Okay, I like that. Great explanation. Number one, I really like hearing all that, and you already got me excited for the rest of this interview because of how you're breaking down the position. When you talk to a lot of young kids, a lot of them are kind of basic in what they say, but this tells me you're obviously immersed in the playbook. You're obviously immersed in film study. Obviously, you watch the game and you want to go out there and get better. So I really love
Yeah.
talking to you about and listen to what you're saying. Now, you play corner and safety. Do you kind of have a preference in your opinion? Or does it really matter with you?
It don't really matter wherever coach wants me to play. I'll play. I gotta play both. So I like playing
Okay.
safety. Like I'll tell other people like other DBs. you want to start off playing safety because once you can play safety and once you know everybody what everybody's doing, you can play corner, you can play nickel, you can play a lot of other positions, and you could get recruited in a lot of other positions because that's what coaches like, where you can play all around the field. They can recruit you not in just one spot, recruit you in many different ways. So yeah.
I like that. I like that. So, all right. So, from the safety side, do you consider yourself more of a free or a strong safety? And what are kind of your strengths in your opinion?
Um, So I play both sometimes, depending on where weak side and strong side is.
Hmm.
So I'll start with weak with free. Free, I play free. On my strengths when I'm playing free, I feel like I have good eyes. I know when to look at the QB and read the QB. I know when not to look at the QB.
Hmm.
I feel like I have good speed, like good football speed, getting to areas in a good amount of time, and knowing what to do, and just knowing what to do on the field and knowing what to do at the right time. Strengths for my when I'm playing strong, because I'm mainly coming down most of the time when I'm playing strong,
Hmm.
on the strong side. So most of my strengths from strong is being able to fit in my fits at the right time and get down there with good speed. Um, I know one of my weaknesses. I'm not the strongest person, but I know I can
Hmm.
get down there the fastest with being able to like catch a block on someone so someone could block me to fill up an open for lane for someone else to go get the tackle. Because you're
Right.
not going to be the only person always getting the tackle.
Right.
You're gonna have to sacrifice your body for your teammates to come get the tackle. So I'm always willing to let my teammates I'm always willing for an assist, helping out my teammates because it's a team sport. So yeah.
Yeah, hey, that's awesome. Now, you kind of already answered my question because I had a third question I was going to throw in there, and I was going to ask you, do you make the calls? But you're playing safety position. You already told me you're making the call, so that's
Yeah.
pretty good right there. But okay, so you're playing the safety position. What keys for you that if it's going to be a run pass, run play, or a pass play, can you see that from that outside? And what's kind of your keys from the offense that kind of alerts you to kind of tell your defense that this is kind of coming at you?
So a lot of different offenses have different keys. Not every offense runs the same thing. Like a lot of
Mm-hmm.
offenses will have a different key. Like if you watch film, some offense will they'll have like a little slight movement. It'll tell you what's this. Some offenses depend on their formation. Some offense you don't even know. You just got to play. You just got to play ball. Most of the time, I don't even know. But when I take my read, I go through my progressions like a QB.
Right.
So when I'm back there playing safety, I'm taking like read steps. I start off reading the not read the QB, but like the running back. If the running back's away from me, I know I have more of a chance of the run coming towards me. So I got to be a little bit slower in my read steps just in case the runs to me. I also look for RPOs because quarterbacks could easily fake it, RPO, quick slant, or a bubble, and I just got to read. That's why I take my read steps, read the QB first. Um, but when the running back's away from me, I still take my read steps because it could still be an RPO. A QB could take it, or it could just be an RPO to the other side. So I still take my read steps. And once I know it's passed, then that's when I go through what my job is in that coverage. So say like I'm in like a cover three concept, and running backs to me, and they have deuces on both sides. They got two receivers on
Mm-hmm.
both sides. Running backs to me, quarterback, and I'm rolling down because we in cover three, so I'm gonna be rolling down, playing strong. My job is to look at the run, and if it's a pass, I gotta get my hands on two, reroute two, and look at the curl to the one. So all that, I gotta do all that. I gotta read QB, read run pass, read RPO, get hands on two, and then go to the curl and just sit there. Curl. If one's gone, then I gotta read backside stuff. Stuff coming backside. So it's just a lot of things. That's why I say safety is like probably one of the hardest positions to play because you got your brain's just constantly moving. You got constant things to do. You got constant things to look at. So yeah.
That's a great explanation. One of the reasons why it's a great explanation because I believe when I talk about Cowboys football and we talk about the safety position, how it's always been an issue and it's finally been seems like it's been rectified with the Dallas Cowboys with them getting Jaron Curse and
Yeah.
also getting Malik Hooker. The one of the things that really stood out with for Jaron Curse was how he took control and wore the green dot. They took it away from Michael Parsons and had the safety and Curse wear the green dot, where he was pretty much calling the whole defense and controlling everything and letting everybody else be free and it took Dallas defense from here to here. So for you to just explain that, that's a great explanation because a lot of young people, y'all the young athletes in high school and in college need to hear that because everybody's always hearing from the transition from a cornerback to a safety, but a lot
Yeah,
of people don't hear about the transition from a safety to a corner. And if you really learn the safety position, how much easier to play the other position.
yeah,
So that's great insight that you really gave us, and I can't wait to really release it. So a lot of people want to hear this. So
yeah,
you've been doing awesome in your explanation, especially when you're breaking down the cover three. A lot of kids don't talk about that, man, and that's
yeah.
awesome, man, for real. It really shows how you really in the film study, and that's going to make you a great player. I just want to tell you that before we continue with these questions, that's going to make you a great player. It's not just the talent on the field; it's the film study, it's the
Yeah,
mental part of the game. And when you really get the mental part of the game, and you really can study your opponent and really can know your opponent's tendencies and what they're going to do, it makes you that much of a better player, and it go
yeah.
along with your athletic ability. So you're going on the right direction. I'm saying salutes to you with that. So
Thank
let's
you.
talk about some camps that you attended. I know you attended some. What was the impression that you want to kind of leave on the camps when you went to? What did you really want the world to know about Isaiah Jennings? And when you left those camps, what do you think you made your mark and stamp on in those coaches' mind?
So all summer, I've been throughout most of the camps. I've been traveling. Parents have been taking me everywhere. All that. Every camp that I went to, I know that I put out a good performance, and I know I did good. I know I could do better. Like some camps, I know I could have done better, but I didn't do bad. Like I know I did good, but I know I'm
Mhm.
better than myself. I know I could do better, and that's like it's not even a part of the question. But like one of my weaknesses that I have, I tend to get down on myself. Like if I do something bad, like I tend to get down on myself. But like that's one of my goals also this year is not to get down on myself this much because I'm not trying to be a negative teammate. Because once I get down, it's not hard for me to get back up, but like I tend to keep going down. I'm trying to keep going back up. So like that's one of my biggest goals for this year. But back to the camps, I've been throughout SMU, TCU, Texas Tech, all those camps, and I want those coaches to like look at me. A lot of coaches like length. A lot of coaches like players who could cover a lot of ground, and that's what I see myself as. Like I feel like I'm more of a cover dude, and I could cover real well. So when coaches look at me, they see that I can cover, and when I produce out there, I know I'm not the fastest dude. Like I'll probably run like a 4.6 or whatever, but I know when I'm on the field, it looks like I run a 4.4 because of how fast I could cover ground and how fast I could get on the field. So when the coaches look at me, I want them to really recognize who I am, and I want a lot of like what's it called? A lot of I forgot the word, but
It'll
recognition.
come to you. Okay.
Recognition. So like when coaches look at me, I expect big eyes because I accept myself as a big time player. And I see myself as a big time player. It's just a lot of confidence that I have in myself and a lot of confidence that a lot of people have given me. So when I go to these camps and when I do good, I get talked to and I always get the coaches' numbers and I always get the coaches' Twitters and just stay in contact with them because I'm just always doing good. Stay in contact, keep talking to them, keep building good relationships with everybody. So yeah.
Yeah, that's good. And first of all, I like to really talk about what you were talking about. How one of you said one of your weaknesses were, number one, a lot of young men don't bring out something like that because they kind of want to keep that to themselves because they don't want anybody to think anything like that. So that's pretty awesome that you can actually say that. But I would definitely go 100% with you with that to continue and encourage you to do that
Yeah.
because especially as a defensive player, especially as a cornerback or a safety, you have to forget that next play.
Yeah,
If
because things
something
happen. Things
it,
happen.
it will snowball very quickly. I played cornerback when I was in high school, and I know I was an aggressive type corner. I was an in your face. I talked a lot of trash. Sometimes you
Yeah,
get beaten. Somebody's gonna walk right past you and say that stuff right in your ear.
yeah,
You got to be able just to shake that off and say, "Hey, that's all right. You got me, but I'm gonna get you on the next play." Because,
right.
like you said, it snowballs, and especially if you're the captain of the defense on the safety side, you really have to keep that even kill no matter what. Can't be the highs and it can't be the lows. This has to be the even kill because everybody's going to be following your lead. So if they see you down, the whole team is going to go down. So you
Yeah,
have to make sure that you stay in that even kill. But the fact that you're recognizing that already and want that's a weakness that you say and you want it to become a strength, you're already on your way. So I like that.
thank
Especially and
you.
also with the what you were talking about when you were talking about your speed. Now, you already have the prototypical size at 6'2". That's already in your favor, especially playing safety or corner, because everybody wants to have the long corners now because these receivers are so much bigger, stronger,
Yeah,
and faster now. Now, the only thing I'll tell you is I don't know if you ever run track or anything like that, But that's something that if you want to look at, that's something to keep in mind because that'll help you get your speed down. Because if you're running a 4.6 now, and by the time you leave, because I know you got 2 years left, if you're hitting around the 4.5s, low 4.5s, like a 4.4 at your size, and you're playing safety, you are golden. So this matter, keep that in mind because that your instincts and your range and your ability with that is already second to none. You add that speed with that dog, woo wee, you're gonna have all them D1 schools up after you, dog. That's about to happen for you. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
So keep on doing that. So I'm gonna get ready to get out of here, but I want to ask you a few more things. I want to ask you a question. I want you to think. I'm gonna give you my evaluation from what I've seen you, and kind of talk about this evaluation. So
Yeah.
from my side, I already see, like I said, you have the prototypical side for a position. I see you have range, anticipation. You're instinctual. You're able to come down in the box and make plays. So what kind of you think of that assessment? Do you kind of agree with that assessment, or do you think you would like to add to that assessment?
I agree a lot. I agree with the coming down in the box, being able to fit well. Lengthy. I think I'm really lengthy a lot. I could add on to being able to cover a lot of ground, being able to free like be able to get to the spots quick, like back in my zones, back in my jobs, having good eyes and knowing what to do on the field at the right time. That's really what I agree with, and I really appreciate the good feedback I got from you because that really means a lot. Um, so everything you just said is basically true because I have long length. I could be able to get to the down to the box and make good plays. 'Cause I'm not afraid to hit. So yeah, basically that's it.
Yeah, I like that. So, hey, I want to ask you before we get off here, Isaiah Jennings. When you wake up in the morning, I ask every athlete this. When you wake up in the morning and you're going to workouts, you're going to the gym, doing 2 a days, you're at practice, and it's hot, it's tired. You maybe want to, I don't feel like doing it today. Who kind of motivates you? Who kind of keeps pushing you to keep on wanting to be great? Obviously, you have it in within yourself. I see it right now that you want to be great. But who kind of motivates you and kind of maybe a mentor, maybe somebody you look up to say, whenever when I want to quit, this is somebody that kind of makes me keep going.
What really motivates me, I'll probably say my dad. He always pushing me. He's always making sure we're on the right path. He has so much love for the game and so much love for us and me and my brother. Um, so every single day, it's just always he's always texting about make sure you guys eat, make sure you guys do this, working out. 'Cause we got weights in the I got weights right here, and I got a little bench, so I'm always constantly staying on that and always trying to get stronger. But like, it really motivates me a lot because I don't get a lot of love like that. Like not a lot of people are gonna show you. Not a lot of people are gonna tell you to wake up and eat because they know you need to get bigger. Not a lot
Hmm.
of people are gonna tell you to work out because they know you need to get stronger. And I feel like every single day when he tells me that, it just motivates me more to do better. It motivates me more to be better than the next person. Because I know within recruitment, there's a lot of people. There's recruiting the whole country, the U.S. So you got to be better than that person in the other state. You got to be better than that person in the next state because you don't know who you're going to get or who you might get out recruited by. And that's my number one goal is that I don't want to get out recruited when I'm getting recruited. So I'm always taking his advice because he used to coach. He used to coach football. And he actually played football in college. But I'm always taking his advice and I'm always taking what he tells me and taking it to put it into good terms. So, yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, shout outs to dad. That's a man after my own heart.
Yeah.
So that's a big shout out because I know I used to be on my sons like that too, telling me, "Hey, come on, man, don't be slacking today. Because if you tell me you want
Yeah.
to play, I'm gonna go on there and push you like no other."
Yeah.
So that's awesome that you got a great structure with that. Big shout outs to father. Big salutes to him for doing that. Let's talk about the academics before we head off here as well. Now, I tell every young athlete there's life after football.
Yeah.
Even if you make it to the league, even if you play college ball, there's going to be life after football, and you have to be able to prepare for that. So, first of all, we like to see how you doing with school, and maybe maybe a subject that you like, and have you ever thought of a career after football, and something that you kind of really like to do besides that?
Um, Starting with my GPA, I have a 3.2, but I know I could do way better than that. Like I know it could be higher. Ever since COVID, I don't know. I just lost a lot of motivation, and I
Hmm.
kind of been slacking a little bit that like freshman kind of year, and I
Hmm.
slacked a lot. And I've been trying to get like I've been trying to work back my motivation. I just don't know. Like ever since COVID, everything just went downhill. But
Hmm.
everything's looking good right now, 3.2, and I'm taking better classes with less distractions. I'm planning on getting tutors and all that so I can get more help. So I'm planning on bringing my GPA way up higher. Um, but what would you ask again about
Oh, like have you ever thought about a career outside of football?
Oh yeah, with the career, I always thought starting my own business. Don't matter what type of business it is, I always thought about starting a business. I always thought about uh, I would want to stay in the football area. Maybe something within football, like even a business within football, or I could get
Hmm.
myself to training and start training younger people with my knowledge and all that, not other people's knowledge, with the knowledge that I brought. So I like getting into that because when I go to my trainers, I always look. I'm just like, if none of this works out, none of football and all that works out, you always have to have a plan B.
Hmm.
Um, and I feel like a lot of people fail to recognize that because not everybody's gonna go, and not everybody like you may go, but things can't happen right after, and
Right.
that's when you still have to have your plan B. So I always have my plan B is to start my own business, maybe get into like or just get a high paying job and get a good degree, just get a good job. That's really it.
I feel you. I'm gonna go with your first assessment. Go ahead and get your own business because you look
Yeah,
like an individual, need to have your own thing. You look like you're super independent. So I'm gonna
yeah,
tell you, don't go ahead and work for nobody. Just go ahead and get your own business, dog, and do your own thing. Open up your own sporting thing. You can be a sports trainer. Like you said, if you're not playing the game, you're always looking at trainers. So you can take all that knowledge, put your own spin on it, and you can be
yeah,
out there training those athletes as well. So that's something definitely keep your eye on and do your own thing because that's the best way to go, especially in this day and age. So,
yeah,
man, hey, I want to just really appreciate you, Isaiah, jumping on here for this great interview. I really appreciate taking out your time and your busy schedule, be able to do that. And I tell all young athletes, this isn't going to be the first interview. We're going to do multiple interviews. We do a early season interview, we do a mid season, and we do an end of the season. And the reason why we do that, we kind of want to chart your goals that we basically spoke about in the very beginning, and see if those goals are met by the end of the season. Also, I also tell the young athletes that I've interviewed, make sure you get as much tape as you can for me, any kind of videos, anything like that. And also, we'll be keeping your weekly stats. So if you can give me those weekly stats that you have, DM me however you want to do it, because I'm gonna be doing a weekly show. I got a producer that's really gonna spice up the show. We're gonna do a lot of weekly awards, things like that. So we want to continue to show and get your shine out there. So we don't want to just do this one time and forget about you. Want everybody to know about you, what you're doing. You may turn up, get about
yeah,
3, 4 interceptions in a game, and then we ain't showing it. We gotta show that. So that's why
yeah.
we got to get all those good stats and make sure you get those for me. So before we get off here, is there any shout outs you want to give or anything like that before we head off here?
Shout out to my trainer Flight. Shout out to Coach O. Older brother Elijah Jennings. Look out at him. He's big dude. He better be a senior. Um, that's pretty much it. Shout out to my family.
All right, man. Well, like I said, I really appreciate Mr. Isaiah Jennings. He's going to be the next who's who. You better keep your eye on him. When I tell you everything I gave that description about him is true. Wait till you see his tape. We're going to be posting that. So make sure you keep your eye on Mr. Isaiah Jennings. On his profile, he's got underrated. That was what made me really love him right there because he's already saying he's underrated. So he's going hard at y'all. So you better be ready, especially you offensive guys. Y'all about to get the business. So
Yeah.
for Big Game James, Mr. Isaiah Jennings, Generation Next and the uppercomers, we'll be talking to you soon.